When Canada's Royal Canadian Mounted Police Force wants to find lost people, catch criminals, and uncover explosives, they call on an elite squad of Mounties. Highly trained assets with agile bodies, powerful jaws, and incredibly sharp noses. The training and selection process are rigorous and demanding. And those who ultimately make the cut never look back, because there's no assignment too tough for the K9 Mounties. The dogs of the K9 Mountie unit are important to law enforcement. They can sniff out explosives, find a missing person, hunt down a suspected criminal. But not just any dog will do. These purebred German Shepherds are the product of selective breeding and are specially trained. The constables who become dog handlers in the K9 unit are part of a very elite team. There are only 140 K9 units across the country. Every year, only up to 12 top-notch constables are chosen to become dog handlers. They come to the RCMP Training Center at Innisfail, Alberta, to take an intense 3-level, 85-day program with a steep learning curve. After a month at Innisfail, the constables have reached the critical point in their training. This is the end of level 1, and in 2 days they'll be tested. If they fail, their dreams of being a member of the K9 unit, something they've worked years for, are over. Just like that.
If you can succeed at level 1, if you've trained properly in the level 1 level, there's absolutely no reason you shouldn't be able to succeed at level 2 or level 3. It means you brought your dog up to that level. He's now performing to that standard, and the other levels should be relatively routine after that. So yeah, there's a lot of pressure at the level 1 for sure.
This year, there are 8 constables in level 1, and they're divided up between 2 trainers. Trainer Dave Silvestri leads a team that includes Jesse and Tyro, Sean and Ty, Curtis and Timo, Craig and Torque.
Each dog is different, in terms of the amount of attention you use. That's where you're coming in and know your dog. The guys, after doing X amount of tracks, the guys say, you know what, this is where I need to be.
Trainer Jackson Nash's team includes Dan and Tony, Dion and Tito, Rod and Tar, Sean and Turbo.
It's just a matter of just advancing just a couple of feet from the last circle, and you'll hit it. Good job.
The level 1 test will see whether the constables have mastered the basics of tracking. One of the handlers is assigned to run through the field in a random zigzag way, leaving a scent trail. The constables and their dogs have to find the trail and have to track it to its endpoint. The trainers are drilling the constables to make sure they have the fundamentals down cold.
Just crawl up a bit, a little too far back on the line.
The handlers have a big job to do. These are working dogs, bred for intelligence, trained to be confident. Whether that breeding will pay off will depend on how good these officers are at developing the dog's police skills.
Keep coming. Boom, there it is, coming back to it. Circle, bring it right back. Here you go, let them get into it. Here you go.
Training and handling a police dog is nothing like training the family pet. Even something as simple as how the handler uses the leash, or in this case the long line, to direct the dog, has to be perfect. With the test looming, both Dave and Jackson drill their trainee handlers repeatedly until they get it right.
It's just not holding on to the line and praying to God I get to the end of it. That's that's the terminology you have to work your dog. It's not a jerky, sudden thing. I always use the analogy of fishing. If you're out there, it's all from here. When you have that line tension, right, this is where you kind of want it, and you feel that? Yeah. And you want it to be out here. If you're holding it like this, you go to check him, where are you gonna go? Nowhere, okay? Now when he's relocating, this is what you're doing. Okay, that's what you want. You feel that? And have it out here.
Line's too loose. That's why he's all over the place.
And he's kind of doing that, and you want to keep him tracked sure. That's all you're doing. You see him start to veer there a little bit? Okay?
The skills on the long line are a key part of guiding the dog in the single most important level 1 basic, tracking. This is where the handler and the dog need to really be tuned into each other.
Slow him down just a tad.
It's a bit like a tango, as the handler both guides and responds to the dog's signals.
Let him get established and away we go. If this is your line here, right, and the dog falls off, so when he falls off and you bring him back over the track, his confirmation is the head snap that he's on the track.
Yeah, you got to believe in the dog. He's going to give it to you. You just got to believe where he's going, and you can confirm by line tension. And when you circle, as soon as he gives you that the snap of the head, he knows that he's on the track, as opposed to him just looking around for it.
Just remember here, okay, when we come up to the hay bale, that's a distraction to him because he's visual, right? His head's up, he knows he's not tracking. What do? We say, fooey that, Sue. Okay, tell him Sue, back to work. Okay, good.
Just a nice job of you overall of circling him and handling him and reading his track losses and all that good stuff. The article, first time out, hey, you know, he thinks he's at the end of the track. Took him a little bit to get back to work, but he figured it out, and right here, boom, he caught on pretty quick, eh? Yeah, we found it, let's go.
Actually, that was one of the best indicators I've ever seen out of him, eh? His head whipped and his body whipped around, he's like, oh, something's down there.
Beautiful. Yeah, no, so good job. And just this last little bit?
Trust the dog.
Trust the dog. You know, over time that develops. You know, the bond develops between the dog and the handler. The handler gains confidence in the dog, and keep your eye on your fries.
Hi! One command, because one day your life might depend on it and his life might depend on it.
That's about 40 kilograms of purebred German Shepherd lunging at that arm. When you're tracking down a bad guy, this is very, very effective. The Mounties call this bite work.
It's basically what we call this is a running attack, very elementary. There's really not too much control in the beginning. He's either lifted off the arm, or we use a reward to induce the dog to come off the arm. Just beside him, nice. When you feel he's calm, once he's out, send him.
Hey, come on!
And once he does send him, I want you to come alive, proper presentation, nice fight on the arm, okay?
As the constables finish up level 1, they practice a basic skill that they'll be doing more work with in level 2. Bite work is part of training the dogs in controlled aggression.
Good boy!
He was kind of a little bit more responsive, eh? Because as soon as you grabbed him and lifted him, he came out, right?
Yeah.
So, and that's the whole thing too. With your timing when you're doing that, go in there, ready, out, be ready to anticipate, out, and let him know, like, it's not, you're asking him, you're telling him, right? It's a command. Okay. Out! He's focused on his bad guy. That's what we're looking for. Now we got to throw the control into him.
Out! Oh, good boy! Atta boy! Atta boy, Daryl, good buddy. Hey, Nick.
One day soon, these dogs will be working police dogs. But at about 16 months, they're still part puppy. Running, jumping, biting is fun for them. But like any puppy, they have to learn their sit-stay commands.
Curtis.
Stay.
Feel free to reward when you want to.
Atta boy, Daryl, good dog. Atta boy.
Another skill. The dogs have to be trained to trust the constables completely and obey instantly, even if they're led into unfamiliar territory. For level 1, this is practiced on a teeter-totter.
He's lined up good, just continue right on into the next one. Better, very nice. A lot better than yesterday.
Time's up. Level 1 training is over. Tomorrow is the test day. Trainer Dave Silvestri thinks all 8 of the trainee handlers are doing well, and he has confidence in them as they face their biggest challenge so far.
The guys are picking up pretty quick here on reading their dogs and knowing their dogs. So they're figuring out too, where should I be on at specific times during the track in regards to their line. They're reading their dogs very well.
The Level 1 test is a make it or break it for the constables in the K9 course. It marks 30 days since the course began. Now the trainers need to see that the constables are grasping the demands of the K9 unit
There's a lot of pressure put on them, absolutely, by us. There has been for that 30 days. And I quite frankly don't think we want to get away from that pressure and stress of the test day because it's similar to what they're going to encounter in the field.
So they're a little apprehensive, it's a little nerve-wracking, but that's what it's all about. You got to be able to handle pressure situations, and if you can't handle being tested, then maybe you shouldn't be working the dog in the first place.
Sergeant Tom Smith is testing Dave Silvestri's team.
We're just looking for the intensity, how hard he looks for the track, his nose down if he's heads up gawking around.
Level 1 is about the most important basic skill, tracking. All of the skills the constables have been learning and teaching their dogs over the last month comes together when they're following a scent trail. And that's what they'll be tested on today. For the first time since they've arrived at Innisfil, the constables have to perform on their own, without the support and advice of their trainers. With everything resting on this test, can the constables put their nerves aside?
Stay calm, relaxed. Just, remember your basics of circling, line tension. The dog is going to give you the track. You've just got to know how to read his indications as to where he's going to go.
Yeah, it's like anything else. Once you get going, you sort of forget about the things around you, more or less. You're trying just to keep your head up to see where possibly the track will go. And the dog's sort of pulling you through, and so I'm trying to watch as much as possible what the dog's doing.
A month of intense work has come down to this. The testers are looking to see how well the constable trainees are able to guide their dogs as they track a scent trail in a wide open field. Any one of a number of distractions, from animal smells to wind direction, could throw the dogs off. 3 of the constables in the first group pass.
Nice and solid, very good negatives, good track relocations with that guy, and yeah, he's a nice tracking dog.
But during Constable Sean Cleary's test, the wind blew up and his dog Ty lost the scent. Whether it was nerves or just bad luck, Sean couldn't get Ty back on the track.
Not much to say. Dog worked well. A few handler mistakes in terms of the circling and the wind.
He never cut the track when he circled it, so he was all circling away from it. And when he finally did cut the track, off he went.
You went out, you did a half circle,
Yeah.
came back, and then another half circle the other way.
Back, yeah.
So just try and remember to complete one circle.
Okay.
If you get nothing, then open.